Confessions of a Wife by C.R. Dash, narrated by Ayush Sahoo. Husbands and wives today are extremely busy creatures. They don't have time to sit together and talk to each other in a loving manner. They have to tend to work. Once at the office table means hearty relief from pressure. Then sometimes chatting on the dratted mobile phone gets the better of them. Friendships are often started with the opposite sex, which later turns into dirty, clandestine one leading to skirmishes and later develops into bitter confrontations. Nikki and her husband Sagar were employed in government service. Nikki's marriage to Sagar was an arranged one. Nikki was an LIC officer and her husband was an electrical engineer with the state electricity board. They had a 3-year-old doll-like loving baby boy. Now Nikki thought her sacrosanct marriage was going to break. He used very cruel and harsh words on her. If she prepared something nice for him, he would toss it in the dustbin and snarl at her angrily like a beast. Then he would make a game of her family. He would remind her how her elder sister had fallen in love with a married man and his innocent wife had committed suicide, leaving 2 children completely shattered and broken. Now he never allowed her to share his bed with her. Nikki would complain to her in-laws about her son's misdemeanors. They told her she alone had the power to change their son, who they claimed was a perfect gentleman. They nevertheless had admitted the young man was short-tempered. Nikki was secretly carrying an affair with a doctor who had at first praised a few careless lines of hers based on her life's philosophy. Nikki hardly received any encomiums for her incredible literary talent. She wrote another poem and earned herself a lot of respect and praise from the doctor's FB friend. As time rolled on, the bond became stronger and cemented. Nikki spent sleepless nights chatting to her doctor friend. The doctor had used all possible means to trap her. He would tell how his wife died in an accident and the world grew into one of the bleakest and despair. She failed to control herself and assured her that she would find him a girl. Nikki's husband Sagar began to sense that his once faithful wife was having an affair with a stranger. The couple engaged in a game of hiding and seeking. At late nights one could hear the banging of doors and utensils being hurled, striking walls, etc. Sagar was a mighty bull of the man. He would strike her hard and utter dirty words of abuse. Sagar had been urging her for divorce, but she would merely ignore it. Her parents frequently visited them to bring back their happy old days, but to no avail. Nikki could hardly know why she was being so sympathetic to Dr. K.P. Singh. Maybe the only reason was the death of his wife in an accident. She tried to boost his morale and assurances, but landed herself into a complex and inescapable mess. She knew Sagar was not a bad husband, but he was not able to understand her concern for a man who was without the love of a woman. As they quarreled fiercely and every day, she developed a strong detest for him. When she made sure that she couldn't expel the demon called suspicion from his mind, she must surrender to KP heart and soul. Let their marriage break, she told herself. They didn't talk to each other. Sagar refused to eat the food she cooked and preferred to eat out. The only thing he used to say to her was, "Stop giving me slow poison. Sign the divorce papers and set me free from your cool trap. I want to start my new married life." One morning before Sagar left for his office, he was enjoying a cup of self-made tea. She came and sat at the table and tossed a pack of photos to him. She said, "You've been on the lookout for the details of a clandestine affair I've been into for too long. I'm ready for the divorce. I will sign the papers now." "You're adding insult to injury, but I must thank you for your courage and candor," said Sagar. Tears of joy rolling down the beautiful cheeks of a woman whom she had married and looked forward to spending a lifetime with. Sagar saw Nikki in the arms of her lover. A large number and a large variety of colourful photos what they were. His heart was laden with sorrow and sadness. She took the papers which Sagar handed over to her. She signed all of them carefully and told she would cooperate with him in the completion of other legal formalities. After that, she broke into sobs and said, "May the woman you are likely to marry give you as much joy as happiness as possible. I have betrayed you. Please forgive me. Let me go. Bye, dear." "Why are you crying? You should be happy. What I couldn't give you, another man gave you." Then she said, "Check your WhatsApp account. Watch the video clips." He saw some obscene videos of his wife and couldn't understand anything. Next, Sagar said, "I can't understand anything. What's this about?" She poured out calmly. "KP had these videos and blackmailing me. He's a kingpin of sex racket. He usually tells me the same story of the wife's death in an accident. Then he expresses the extreme despair and helplessness. He knows how to lure women into her trap. He's pressurizing me to enter into prostitution. I've ruined your future. my future, and your beautiful dreams." She turned away from him and walked. The sky was covered by pitch-black clouds. It began to rain. Cigar followed her, walking with quick steps, as she was heading towards the scooter. He grabbed her hand firmly and said, "For God's sake, come back. After the rain is over, you can go back." As they entered the drawing room, Cigar latched the door from behind. He embraced her hard, and big warm tears were falling out of it into her neck. She was kissing him. It was spirited that possessed him. He urged her to return his kisses. They didn't go to work on the pretext that both of them were ill. She tore the divorce papers and buried her head on her husband's lap. Nikki turned social worker